2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 9. That's my scripture right there. Paul is expressing right before this how he's got this thorn in his flesh. Oh God, I feel like you want to do something in this place. God, I could almost be used, but I got this thorn in my flesh. God, I could almost be of use, but there's this thing it's piercing my soul. I could almost be like them. I could almost be perfect. I could almost hold my head up high. I could almost be in ministry. I could almost lay it down. And Jesus says to him, my grace. Once again, we're not talking about grace the way we've come to know it in church. We're talking about an exchange. This exchange that I made is sufficient for you because my strength is made perfect in weakness. That means that if you make this exchange the right way, it won't matter what the thorn is. It won't matter where you're weak. All that'll matter is that you made an exchange with me. You give me weakness and I give you strength. You give me freedom and I will give you a real call and a purpose. If you give it to me, I'll transform it. God says, I want to marry your weakness. Put it back on the screen for me. I want you to give me your weakness. I want you to give it to me. Don't give it to them. See, the reason that most of us end up with our hearts broken is because we were giving our weakness to other weak people. And we were hoping that if I give you my weakness, I'll finally feel strong. But Jesus says the reason why you needed him to walk away, the reason why you needed her to disappoint you is because you wanted her to do what only I could do. You wanted the job to be what only I could be. You wanted the check to do what only I can do. And that's why you're rich and still upset. And that's why you drugged out and still ain't got no peace. There is no drug greater than my grace. There ain't a drink on earth that can make you strong in the area you've been weak. It can help you forget. It can help you walk away. But if you want to be strong for real, you got to take that weakness and say, God, here I am, Lord. Here I am with my weak self. Here I am with my broke self. Here I am with my shattered self. The moment they call me, I go running out the door. I don't want to be weak anymore. I don't want to be weak like this anymore. This weakness is messing up my destiny. This weakness is messing up my family. This weakness is changing the way I see myself. This weakness is about to keep me from being who you've called me to be. You got to go to war with your weakness because your weakness gonna mess you up. But when you decide that I won't let a weak thing keep me from a God thing, the weakness is in the way. That weakness is in the way. And you don't just get it out of the way by ignoring it. And you don't get it out of the way by pretending you're going to be confident in the place where you are weak. You can't affirm yourself out of this weakness. You can't post yourself out of this weakness. The only thing you can do with a weakness is yoke it up to something stronger than the area where you're weak. His name is Jesus. Oh God, I didn't got his name. Paul says, I knew I was weak, but when I got this revelation that my weakness can have a companion, my weakness can have a companion, and that companion is his strength. When I got that revelation, I did something crazy. I started boasting in my infirmities, because the more I boast about it, the more he breathes on it, and the more he breathes on it, the power of God rests upon me.